monster, I'm a maven. I know this world is changing. Never gave in, never gave up. I'm the only thing I'm afraid of.
Good morning, everybody. Well, it's afternoon now. See if I can get you guys adjusted right here. It is, well, it's currently 1 o'clock. I just pulled out of McDonald's. I pulled in and grabbed me a quick little break. So yeah, we came out hard this morning and we just large carring on up en route to Miami town. So I figured why not? Might as well go ahead and get this party started. And yeah, I was just thinking about something. I was thinking how I need to quit playing with it. I was thinking I'm behind the 8 ball on some personal goals. And I was thinking I need to quit playing with it. So what I'm trying to say is I got to get back to the money. I swear, man, I tell you what, this last couple of weeks it's been a hard go to get back on the money. I just haven't been able to put together the same revenues as I was before vacation. And well, I'm gonna have to get out of that normal niche that I was doing and step outside that box. And I know what to do whenever the freight market falls and the brokers want to play games. It's like right now, there's plenty of freight on the board, but at the same time, the brokers are trying to play games. They're trying to move it for cheap. So whenever the volumes drop, or not the volumes, but the rates drop like that, I know what to do. So that's what we're going to do. And if you're wondering what I do, or what to do, I'm going to point this truck. Well, tomorrow, no, Friday, I'm going to be pointing at Midwest, and we're going to go up in the Midwest to play. So that's what it is. Anyway, I got to get back to the money. I'm behind on some goals that I set out, some things I want to do. I'm behind on that stuff, you know. I still got the flashy dash I've got to complete, which ain't going to be but like $400 for what I'm wanting to do, and maybe some chrome vents. I'm gonna probably go ahead and add in the chrome vents and some toggles, and about $400 is what I'm looking at to finish the dash and the steering wheel. The steering wheel is what's going to cost the most. So yeah, I need $400 for that, and I ain't got it. That's a problem. Houston, we got a problem. I mean, I got it, but I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? No. We need to have that extra $400 laying there for the dash. And we need to do some things on the outside as well. And I hadn't really disclosed what I'm going to do to the outside yet. Besides the drop visor. Oh, shit. Keep on wiggling out of place. Here we go. Yeah, the drop visor, that's a given. I got that's another what, $450 for the visor I want. And let's see. Let's just say I need a couple $1,000. And when I get done with that, I'm going to redesign the insides. I'm going to change out the seats. And I was watching one of Life is Good videos just now. Well, before I hit play on hit record, and he went to the 4 States Chrome Shop, home of the Chrome Shop Mafia. And in the video, he said, there's some carpet right there if you want to replace your carpets. And it made me think, I want carpet in my truck. I'm tired of having a rubber mat and putting carpet down, putting little rugs and stuff down. I want carpet in the truck. And then my mind went on to thinking about getting one of those liners. I can't remember what they are, but they're deep floorboard mats. They're rubber, mostly made for trucks. Anyway, I'm gonna get some of those if you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of what they're called, but they're floor mats, and they're for personal vehicles, and they got they got little sidewalls around it to keep any mud or anything off the carpet of your vehicle. So I was thinking, I need to get one of those to fit the truck. And still, I'm going to use a mat, or not a mat, but a rug. Carpet mat, I guess you could say it, carpet mat. Put a carpet mat down on top of that because, you know, this is how I roll. But to keep the carpet in the truck clean. I was thinking, all right, what I think I've seen those carpets priced for $100, $200, maybe $300. I ain't got to worry. I'm not gonna worry about the sleeper. It's got carpet. I just want the carpet mat for the cab of the truck, and I want to replace the seats. And I was leaning towards the Noddler seats. Those are some pretty nice, pretty cool little seats. I was leaning towards the Noddlers, but now I'm kind of thinking of a different seat. So we're gonna get to that eventually. Oh man, they're gonna come on, Georgia. I got pre-passed. You gonna pull me in? I'm a Georgia truck. Y'all ain't supposed to pull me in. Oh well, we'll roll on in here anyway. But yeah, I was thinking about the Noddler seats. They're real nice. Whoa. But I've recently stumbled across another seat that I like, and it's the low back seat. I like the low back. I don't know. I need to go sit in some. I used to drive a day cab with a low back seat in it, and I love that seat. So I need to go sit in it and see, you know, I'm going to go in a truck shop, chrome shop, some shop with seats in it, find one with a low back, and I'm just going to post up and sit down in it, play on the phone for about 30 minutes, see how I like it. Now you pulled me in here to give me the bypass. Okay, come on. So yeah, I'm gonna just post up in the seat and okay, got a little cool on the stool. I'm gonna post up on the seat, play on the phone for about 30 minutes, and see how it feels. You know what I'm saying? But I remember driving the day cab that had the low back seat in it, and I loved it. Loved the low back. I didn't, you know, I could lean my head all the way back, and I didn't have to worry about something touching me, which at the time I always wore my hat around backwards, so that might play part in why I like the low back, because I didn't have to lean forward because of the bill of my hat. I don't know. I just got to test it out, see what I think. But anyway, yeah, I want carpet in the truck, in the cab, and I want to replace the seats. I'm just behind the 8 ball. So what I'm going to do is I gotta stay busy. I gotta stay busy. This is Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. I probably won't go home till next weekend. We got a rodeo to go to next weekend. The wife wants to go to. So I'm going to make it home for next weekend, and then I'm going to come back out here and try to get back on the money and stay busy, because I need probably just a guesstimate about $5,000 to $6,000 for all the stuff I want to do to the truck, and I'm not going to take it out of truck fund. And I don't have $5,000 just for, you know, shits and giggles. So what does that mean? It means I might have to get that. I might have to stay out here and earn it. Come in. So I need about $4,000 or $5,000, maybe $6,000. Change out the seats, add some carpet, change out the dash, the steering wheel, visor. I don't know if I get all that stuff done in the next couple of weeks. I highly doubt it. But I do need to get back on the money and back to where I was. It's just been hard to get back on track since vacation. I came back to the market, kind of changed on us all. And the niche that I was running, you know, it just ain't there anymore. You know, I had a connection going down to Savannah, which I still have that connection to go down to Savannah, but I don't have the connection coming back. So I'm not going to point my truck that way without having a good load coming out on the regular. So it's just like in trucking. Anytime you find a good honey hole to stay and play, it dries up. You know what I'm saying? It will dry up at the end of the quarter, end of the month, however they do it. Somebody else, another brokerage, will come in, undercut that load, and win the bid, and take your honey hole. And then you still have access to it. Like the load I was running it for XPO coming out of Savannah. Then all of a sudden, somebody else came in there and took the bid. And next thing you know, XPO's trying to move a load that I was moving for 1,000. They're trying to move it for 550 and 600. Now, however, I did get them up to 650, but I still didn't run it. Well, you seen that vlog. I couldn't run that one. But it is 650 is not going to get me back down to Savannah. You know, I'm not going to run a 300-mile load for $2 a mile. It just ain't going to happen. So you get it up about 1,000, and yeah, we'll talk business. But that hole dried up on me. The one I had before that was Coca-Cola products. I was running Mobiles, Tallahassee. Shit. Mobile and Tallahassee was my bread and butter. Not Tallahassee, but Pensacola. Pensacola, Mobile. And I would usually come right back up north, one nice little load, and I'd pick up another Coca-Cola load. That's what I've done last winter. And I'm talking about every load I hauled was over $3. One of the loads was $4.05 a mile. You know, it's paying me like $1,400 just to go a couple hundred miles. I mean, it was gravy. But that honey hole dried up on me. Then I found another one. So, what do you do when you lose your honey hole? To get back on the money, you got to broaden your horizons. So, we're gonna put the truck up to northwest. No, too big. We're gonna put the truck towards the Midwest, and if need be, I'll just go up to the Midwest and play around for a couple days and get me a good load and come back down to Georgia. So, anyway, we gotta get back on the money, guys. We gotta get back on the money. It's either that or shoot, run a long distance and start running California again. What you don't really want to do, you know, the profit margins just aren't there on the daily. It's just not there. So I'm gonna stick to the 300-400 mile, possibly 500 mile transits, next day deliveries. But I guess I'm just gonna have to come out of the southeast for a while and go back to the Midwest and play in that market. So if you're up in that market, bro, watch out, I'm gonna come get your money. No, just kidding. There's plenty of freight to go around, guys. Plenty of freight. But I'm serious about wanting to get back on the money and do some things in the truck. It's been eating at me for about the last 3 weeks, and I don't like it. And well, we're just gonna have to stay out here and hustle and build that money back up, so I can have the spare money to do what I want to do. But anyway, that's trucking, I guess. You know, you got ups, you got downs. But maybe we're through it. I think maybe the market's starting to settle back down. And if not, oh well. We'll find something to do. Hey guys, and we're back. We are back. Let's try to wrap this up. I gotta get in the bed. Let's see here. Today was a good day, man. Today was a good day. We large carred up today, and we made it on down here. But I think I'm gonna reveal what I got paid on the rate. A lot of people's already wanting to know. You know, it's a big conspiracy, big secret. No, it's not really. I just wanted to try to entice you to watch the next video. Anyway, let's see here. Let me get the laptop. I'm gonna pull it up. So let me put you guys on hold for a moment. Y'all just bear with me. Damn it. Again, I don't know what to do with this. Let's see. Let me point you up. Wow. Because I'm in my boxers. Don't need to see my booty. I told you it's bedtime. So let's knock this out real quick. Oh, sorry. Boom. Let's get you pulled up here. I'm gonna pull up that board real quick and see what show you guys what the live up-to-date market rate is on a Bowling Green, Kentucky down here to Miami town. Let me get this thing fired up. Give me just a moment. need to call my boy back. I just jumped off the phone with him. I was trying to find this place. The directions took me about 2 or 3 buildings over that way. And yeah, it wasn't, how did you get off the phone to find this place? But anyway, I found it. We're parked. Bowling Green, Kentucky to Miami. Okay. I'm gonna show you. Let's see if I can get that right. Can you see that? Bowling Green, Kentucky. I can't see what you see. Are you seeing the right thing? Man, I'll tell you what. Anyway, it's right there. If you can see it. Anyway, Bowling Green, Kentucky market down to Miami market to date. 15-day average is $3,035 or $3.10 a mile. The low end is $28.20. The high end is $31.55. Damn it, $31.52. Or $2.88 a mile versus $3.22 a mile. And there's a lot of figuring that went into this load before I actually booked it and before I put an offer in on it. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of figuring. This is why it's crucial. You really got to know your cost of operation. You really need to understand what it costs to run your truck down the interstate. Whether you're loaded, whether you got 40,000 on the box, 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, or even deadhead. You need to know what your truck does. So knowing that went into a lot of figuring when I went to the calculator and started punching numbers in and figuring out, is this load, does it make sense? Does it make sense to do it? Because I'm going to do a lot of deadhead with it. Because chances are I'm not going to find a load to take me out within the time frame of another load that I got picked up that's doing pretty well as well, going to the Midwest. So that's covered, and it's going to push me through for a Sunday delivery, put me in the Midwest for a Monday, ready for a pick. So yeah, a lot of figures went into that. And this is what I was figuring. I was looking at 209 miles to go get the load, 978 miles loaded, and to deadhead back to Bethune, South Carolina, where my next pickup is going to be 665 miles. So that comes to a total of 1,852 miles. Okay? And I got to thinking, I was like, how can I make this load possible? I mean, I watched this load for like 3 days and nobody was jumping on it. And there was 3 of them, and two people took the other loads. And luckily, the night before I got the load, I called and placed an offer on the load. And I looked on here and I seen that the going rate was $3,000. And I was doing all my figuring at $3,000, and I was thinking, man, I don't know. I don't think it's going to make enough profit, because I was factoring how much fuel is it going to take me to go get this load empty, loaded with 42,000 pounds on the hook. How many miles? How long is it? How much fuel is it going to take me to get down here loaded, and how much fuel is it going to take me to get back to South Carolina empty? So, like I said, you really need to know your equipment and know what it's going to cost you empty or loaded, and factor all that in. And let's see what I got down here. I was figuring 6'1", because I know if I got 40 to 43, I usually average 6'1", 6'2". It's when I'm going over 65. And down 75 is, it's kind of like being in Iowa. It's up and down and up and down. So I was banking on 6'1", 6'2". I finished out down here loaded at 5.8. So, but I was, boy, let me tell you, we was shifting and getting. Most of the day I was cruising around 70. Some of it was 72 to 75, and some of it was 65 in traffic. But a lot of the day I was just set on 70, 71, 72, and just gliding. So I fell short a little bit on the mileage, but in hindsight, there's enough fuel left on the truck to get me all the way to South Carolina. I don't have to buy fuel again. And the importance of that is this. I figured out how much fuel I was going to need, how much fuel is going to take to get down here. You know, I figured 200, 209 empty, added a 665 empty at 8.5, because I know all day, every day, I can get 8.5 deadheading. Given I'm not in a strong headwind, that kind of kills me. But 8.5, and then I figured 6.1 on the loaded, and I come up with how much fuel, and I comprised that up to about $850. Luckily, it was a little cheaper than that. I mean, I guess I was overshooting it a little bit, you know, in my figures and estimates. This needs to go back to the back. I was overshooting it a little bit in my figures and estimates, and it only ended up costing me $798. So, bonus and score to me, because it's $798. Now this is, let's get to the money. I figured it up. I was like, listen, this right here is pretty feasible if I can get 35. So I called them up. I said, hey, I want to put an offer on this load. It's kind of heavy. I do it for 35 because I'm a little ways away. They said, okay, well, we'll call you if, you know, if they take it. Anyway, they called. They took it. I jumped on it. I got it. So I got the load for $3,500. It's $500 over the average. But that's not what sealed the deal. What sealed the deal was the money I was going to save coming out. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking for daily average. I'm looking for consecutive daily averages. Coming down initially, it's $3.58 a mile, which is pretty good when the average is just a little over $3 a mile. So $3.58 a mile, but I'm gonna have deadhead. So let's chop it up. Let's figure this load out. Total miles is 1852. Yeah, that's kind of stupid. Well, yeah, I agree. But being real with you guys, the last couple of weeks has been kind of tough to get back on schedule, to get back to the money, as I was talking about earlier. And fear set in. Fear set in, and that's the main driver that pushed me to grab this load. It's a high value load, and I can be done with it in 3 days and make a good volume of revenue by Friday. So the fear factor, you know, 2 months ago I would never have took it, because I knew I could get, in 2 days I could have turned 3,000. You know, 2 days 3,000, 4 days over, knock out 4. So I wouldn't have done it 2 months ago or even last month. But fear set in because the last few weeks has kind of been taxing to adjust to the games of the brokers or whatever the hell's going on. Anyway, so fear got the best of me. But it's still a win-win. It's still a win-win. I'm coming up with $18.52 on the mileage, which if you take that into that $3,500 revenue, that still comes out to $1.89. So $1.89 a mile, shit, still good money, right? I mean, it is for me. My operating expenses is, well, it's less than that 89 cents, I promise you that. So that's $1 a mile profit. You know, actually it's more than that, you know, just being honest with you. My expenses is low. So $1.89 is pretty decent. But here's where, oh, excuse me. Here's where it really makes sense, and this right here is what sealed the deal. Now, if you take $3,500, now this is where I factored in the fuel, the empty, the deadhead and the loaded, and how much fuel is it going to take. I come up with $850, and I overshot. I ended up spending $798, and there's enough fuel on the truck to get me all the way to my next pickup, and then I refuel on that load. But that leaves my profit after fuel $2,702. $2,702. Now, there's 3 days tied up on this load here, which drops a daily profit margin after fuel at 966 cents per day. So, yeah, after fuel, $900 a day after fuel. That's golden to me. I like it at 11, 12, 1300, but like I said, the last couple of weeks, fear set in. I was like, man, I'd rather take 900 than sit around and waste 2 days looking for a load and by Friday knock out 1,500. So fear set in. I said, all right, hell with it. Let's pull the trigger. Let's go. So when you break the numbers down like that and you look for that daily average, 3 days after fuel, $900 days, I take it. So that's the big gem. I like the load, man. I'd run these loads right now in this market. It's playing some funny games. I'd run this every week until, you know, it upticked back to what it was doing. But anyway, I got to get over here. I'm going to bed. If you think I'm a nut for running this, cool. I don't care. If you think it's genius, cool. That's awesome too. But at the end of the day, you just can't hate on $900 a day profit after fuel.